Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm really excited to show you guys how I painted one of the flowers that I recently posted on my Instagram, which are these and this. And I did this with CHAMELEON markers. I didn't actually use paint or watercolors or anything. And I got a lot of questions on how these markers really work, like what's the magic behind the markers. So CHAMELEON actually sent me like a big set of their markers along with this fine liners. And I used both of them in my video. And unfortunately it's only Instagram, which has like only 1 minute videos, so I can't really show you how the markers infuse, and I'll show you what that means in a second. But so I want to take today the opportunity to just show you how, with more time, how they actually work. I am going to be using this one. So they come in this kind of format. They have this top part of them, which is called kind of like the infusion, like the infusion little box. It's not a box, but like the channel. Then the marker comes with this like a kind of like a fine line tip, like a Sharpie, and then it comes with this like more of a brush kind of tip. So it's basically a dual brush. And so I'm just gonna close it, and to protect the infusion, then it has this protection cap for this, which has like an infusion tip. It's kind of hard to show. Anyway, I'll show you in a second. And then, so I'm going to be using this bisque, and bisque color, and I'm also going to be using a light peach color. So same concept with the infusion little channel box thingy, and then the dual brush. Then for the details, I am going to be using only one of these markers, but the concept of these fine liners is mostly the same. So I'm just gonna grab another one from my box, which I'm gonna choose kind of a similar but contrasting color just to show you. So I'm gonna use like purple and red. And what you do is, out of the infusion is on this side, on the cap, basically. So if you take out, then you have two individual, obviously, caps, and then you take the red cap on the purple marker, and you basically like close it, and then you count some time, like say 3 seconds, and then this will start with red, and then it'll turn into purple. So it gets infused by the red, and then starts painting red, and then it'll turn into purple, and then you have to infuse it again if that's what you want to do. So I'll show you actually how it works. It might be confusing when I'm explaining it, but it's really fun, and it's just so many options and possibilities, so I will actually show you right now. So stay with me and we'll get started. Okay, so I have a small little piece of watercolor paper. I think it's really important with these markers to get heavy cotton paper. So watercolor is what I have at hand, and it has worked great with this marker so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sketch really quickly, very lightly with a pencil, just kind of the flower that I want, and here's the trick. So this is the marker, right? And I'm gonna use a bisque color for the front petal, and or I might just use only this one. So I use my chamber, my infusing chamber. This is my infusing chamber, right? And then I'm going to use the tip that it's more like a soft marker, and you have to sort of keep in mind how many seconds you infuse it. So what does infusing mean? So you just like grab this part and then cap it on this part, and then see how like the tips have to touch. So you have to like snap it in, then put it vertically and start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Say 15 seconds or so. Never infuse a marker more than 30 seconds. That's, I don't know what happens, but that's just what the instructions say. So I usually just test on the side like that I infused correctly, and then just it starts with like a transparent color, like not color, but it's just transparent, and then the color, when the infusing, say, ink stops, then or runs out, then the actual marker color comes out. So that's just what infusing means. That's just what the markers do. And so that is simple. I will give you guys a better angle, as a closer angle, but remember that all I'm doing is grabbing the infuser chamber, and I'm just capping it and making sure that the tips like touch, and then put it vertical, and then count X amount of seconds. So say I did like about 20 seconds on this one, and I know how much infusion, like transparent ink, came out. So it was a pretty good amount. So for these side petals, I might do maybe less time, or just keep it the same or something. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do next, but I'll show you now. I'm actually going to use the other color. So I'm just gonna close it. Have to make sure they all like click. And then I'm going to use this other color called Light Peach. So same concept. This is the infusion chamber, and I'm going to use the soft nib. So I'm just going to fuse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. About 20 seconds. And I'll just test it on the side. Great. And I'll give you guys a closer angle. Fine liner, I can also infuse it with another color. So I am going to use this red and infusion, and I'm going to use this purple actual nib. So I'm just going to do the same thing, infuse it, but this is a lot less time. Like, this infuse really fast. So I'm going to start with red, and I'm just going to go through the details of this. So I'm going to be using olive green for the stem, and I infused it about 15 seconds, and I'm going to infuse it again. So the last detail that I'm going to add is just going to be with I'm just going to use a fine liner that is gray. I'm not infusing, I mean green. I'm not infusing it with anything, just to finish up the details here. Okay, so that is done. Okay, so we are officially done with this little flower. This is what I just painted using the markers. And so just a reminder, I used the bisque and I also use the light peach. And just a super quick recap, how these work is there's this infusion chamber, and then you charge it, basically like clicking these two together, and then you make sure the tips meet there, and then it like clicks in, count a few seconds, then it gets infused, and then the first thing that's gonna come out is just like transparent. This is just a transparent ink, if you want to call it, infuser, I don't know, and that's what I use for these, for the flower. And then I used these two colors for the details. Same concept, where I grabbed one of the caps, infused it with the other, and I just like clicked it in, and then red came out first, and then I finished with purple. At the end, I just finished it with a simple green marker, fine liner, and with olive green infused with transparent ink. So that is it. If you guys have any questions, please put them on the comments. I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Don't forget to subscribe. I try to post something every week. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at love.letters.to.milo. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. And if you tag me on Instagram, then I can see what you guys did. And yeah, so cute little flower. Okay, until next time, guys. Thank you for watching.